Hi, I'm Sarah Nordberg. Welcome to 52 Books in 52 Weeks. And this week we're up to book 38, where I'm going to tell you about The Trouble with Marriage by Debbie Holt. I literally just finished this one. I read it in just over a day. I read most of it one night, stayed up far too late, set my alarm for the next morning, woke up and continued reading it. That's a good sign. I guess with this one, it's a story of what happens after marriage. So it's, past the lovey-dovey, past the honeymoon stage, and what happens when you really are married and there's kids and a dog and parents-in-law and all the rest of it. I'll tell you what, this one made me cry, and it made me cry several times. I guess it doesn't help that I was in a period of time where I had a couple of rough days. My partner's away for 3 months. I was feeling a little low to start with anyway, but I guess it's just such a real reflection of what can happen, and especially it's such a real reflection of how things get out of hand before you mean them to. So, you might just be having a small argument or a small disagreement, but then, you're stubborn and you don't want to say no, yes or sorry, and then he's stubborn and he doesn't want to back down, and all of a sudden you've got this huge problem. The couple in the book, by the time we get towards the end, have spent 10 weeks apart when really neither of them meant that at all. It just kind of happened that way. So the lead character, Tilly, it's a story about how she goes from being quite downtrodden, perhaps as a wife, to realizing that she can live without a husband and she doesn't need him, despite having 2 kids and being pregnant as well. But it's more than that. It's just a really realistic reflection on some of the things that can happen in suburbia without you realizing. And it is a brutal story about how a lot of kids go without their fathers, and there's a lot of split marriages. It's quite well written, it's quite light, it doesn't feel heavy and depressing. It's just a nice, easy story to read, but there's a whole heap of truth in there, which I found a little bit confronting, but really good to read. So that's The Trouble with Marriage by Debbie Holt. Again, she's written another one, so she's also written The Ex-Wife's Survival Guide, which I might go and see if I can find now, seeing as that's what I am. But yeah, look, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to move on to some non-fiction now. I've done a bit of a stint of fiction. I picked up a couple of new books over the last couple of weeks. I was given one from a lawyer friend of mine about divorce, which fits quite nicely, so that will probably come up very soon. Also one by Daniel Flynn, who runs Thank You, which is called Chapter 1, which I'm going to read as well, so I will share both of those with you. But I'd love to hear what you're reading at the moment. Jump in the comments down below and let me know, and as always, I will see you in the next video.